Hello, and welcome to episode 5. This is part 4, and this is all about what you're presenting. This week we were talking about cost, and so you're going to need that piece of paper and a pen once again, or you can write notes on your phone, or just give things a little ponder. You are a fully functioning adult. You can absolutely choose what you want to do. The first question I have for you today is, what are you presenting? And are you showing the value and the credibility of this? Now, recently, my mum ordered some flowers for a friend of hers. And this is a good friend, so they knew that they could do this. And the friend had sent, I'm not going to tell you where she bought these flowers from, by the way, that's not why I'm here. And they did rectify the situation. But my mum's friend sent pictures back saying, thank you so much for the flowers, but I just wanted to show you these. And literally these flowers looked like they'd been picked from a skip. There was nothing about these flowers that was living in the slightest. They were awful, terrible. And when my mum then went on the website and compared the picture to the flowers, I mean, nothing like each other. And so already when that delivery was made, even though I'd never ordered from this company before, I'd just seen the pictures, the value and the credibility of that brand went down from me. And I just think, I don't know if I would order, because suddenly that trust factor has been lost a little bit. And so I want you to think about what you're bringing to the table. And one of the reasons I want to say this is because there might be some things that are just getting in your way again and again and are blocking and stopping you from where you are right now to where you want to be. So I always think about something, especially in the acting industry. There are some people that I know are always late. They're always that person rushing in at the last minute. They bring this chaotic energy. They're here, there, and everywhere. They're disrupting the room. And I know that that is creating a pattern. That is creating a relationship for the way that these people are working with them. And I know that it is not showing their full value and credibility. You become the person who is late rather than the person who is really talented, because all these people are really talented. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. And so I want you to think about your personal brand and showing who you are and what you're all about. Again, we don't have to do this perfect thing of, like I mentioned in yesterday's episode, the TV series on Netflix, Sirens. I'm not sure if you're watching it, but there's a lot of kind of glazed eyes, everything being perfect and in slow motion and dreamlike. I'm not saying that we have to do that. But I want you to clean up anything that doesn't fully represent your brand, because I know that you're brilliant. I really know that you are brilliant. And so I want you to step things up. Are you, secondly, revealing how you can help people, how you can support people? So one of the things that people come to me for is that gap when they're just like, I don't feel like I'm getting leads. I don't feel like people are coming to me. I don't even know if people get what I do. This is always a great realization, and it's an opportunity to truly check in and make a plan going forward. So if you are not getting those sales, if people are not coming to your website and purchasing from you, or they're not emailing you, or you're not being invited, or all of these things that have probably happened to all of us, it's time to think about where you can really help. Simplify it so clearly. I often think that people who have niche knowledge do this brilliantly, or they do this terribly. So if I was going to buy a car, for example, there would be some people in that garage who loved cars. They changed their car every year. They were obsessed about cars. They would go to car shows and they would have that shorthand with somebody. However, there might be somebody like me who has no idea about cars. I mean, I know how to drive them, but I don't really, I don't know about design. I don't know about engines particularly well. And so I would need somebody to break things down, really explain what certain things mean. And so as the expert, as the business owner, you have to be able to work for both kinds of people. Those people who are very knowledgeable about what it is that you do, and also the people who are not so knowledgeable, because both of them want the thing, but you have to be adaptable in the way that you help them get what it is that they want. I want you to think about where people are struggling to bridge the gap from browsing to purchasing. And I want you to begin to get to know your ideal clients so you can talk to them. I think that there is a sense sometimes with cost that people think by not doing the thing, they're saving themselves money. You know, they might be advertised a £500 course and then they say to themselves, well, I didn't buy the course. Great, I've saved myself £500. But often if you track it going forward, this is only if they could do with the thing that they need. They are going to be costing in their time, in their efforts, in their experimentation, in getting it wrong the first 6 times they tried to do it themselves, rather than hiring an expert. And so I want you to understand what blocks people from going from browsing into purchasing. So they might be struggling with overwhelm. They might be struggling with self-doubt, or they don't know where to start, or they cannot make a decision. I want you to think about all of these things and then begin to make content which speaks directly to that positioning, that sense of, I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm worried if I spend the money, what if I don't get the money back, and all of these things. Really speak to that customer and show them the value of what it is that you have to offer. We need to show up for other people and show them what is possible. I think that sometimes we can wait for our clients to tell us first. And actually, we are the expert. And this is often a moment with an industry like architecture, for example. I remember my brother had a huge extension a couple of years ago. I can't even remember when it was, but quite recently. And he had an idea, him and his wife had an idea of what they wanted. But as soon as they started having those conversations with architects, they offered other things that could happen. You could do this, you could change this, we could make this a little bit more bespoke, we could actually put a door here instead of a window, and all of these things. And this is what you need to do as the expert, as the business owner. You know the things, you know what's possible. I want you to begin to share them. And I've always had this moment with my coaching sessions, for example, where sometimes people will come in and they will make a request. They will say something that they want to begin, and they might have a very fixed mindset about what that's going to look and feel like. And I always see it as my role to absolutely listen to them and take it on and really digest what they're saying. But I also want to throw in some other ideas, and you could do this, and did you know this? Almost like giving them the keys to the secret doors that they don't know about. Learning in business has, one of my biggest takeaways, should I say, has been about truly acknowledging that I do not know everything. And I've never operated from the point of like, I don't need any help, I know everything. I really don't. But really living that and really saying to myself, you don't know what you don't know. So it's time to find out. And that's why for the last 25 years, I've always invested in myself again and again and again. And it's been so important and valuable for me. I want you to now consider your content. And when we are talking about cost and value, we really have to show who we are and what we're all about. And this was something that I noticed in the coaching industry, especially, that everybody seemed to go through this phase of outsourcing, automation, scaling really quickly, building a team, and say you are the person in the middle of the personal brand. The way that you would be perceived would begin to dilute, because suddenly it was all a bit messy in the messaging, and you might think that you were messaging somebody. Like, I've done these things where I've signed up for a course based on this person. You never see this person. It's always the assistant. It's always like another coach. And I always find that quite interesting, because I think I signed up because of the person quite often. I signed up because I resonated with their personality. And as great as the other person might be, that isn't what I signed up for. And so I want you, through your content, and if you need help with this, come on over and do your digital disco. There is a whole module on content, and I can work with you in 3 ways: the online course, or you can add a strategy session, or a monthly moves. Do you know what? I'm going to leave a cheeky little discount in the description box. So have a look and then follow the link. If you've got questions, ask me about it. I want you to begin to look at your content from a way of showing your personality, who you are, your ethics, your code, what lights you up, your personality, your unique flavor. And I want you to really begin by showing examples of stories, ideas, the difference between doing it and not doing it, and really taking us behind the scenes there and showing people what is possible. What are the results that you've achieved already? It can be so easy just to talk around your topic and give value and value and value all the time. But also, we are businesses. We need to tell people what we do, who we help, and really make all of that come to life. So if that is you, I want you to do these exercises today. I want you to take them on a walk or sit down with a pen and paper and really look at your content. Are you just being part of the conversation where some people might hear you or not? Or are you moving into that expert version of yourself? As always, I would love to know. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you tomorrow for part 5. If you haven't subscribed, if you're not following along, please do so. And as always, do check the description box. I will leave that cheeky discount down for your digital disco. And I hope you enjoy. You can log in, you get all of the content immediately, and it's really going to help you with your positioning and what we've spoken about today. Lots of love. See you tomorrow. Bye.